Hello, hello. Hopefully everybody's having a sensational Saturday. Who's out there? This is Brian Glaze Gibbs going live on September 5th, 2020. And the topic tonight is the 5 keys to a healthy relationship. Who's out there? Who's out there? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hopefully everybody's well. Hopefully everybody practicing social distancing. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Oh, I got three. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Starting to get discouraged. Shanti D. Hello. Hi, Kelly. Hey, anyway, right now, my name is Brian Glaze Gibbs. Just in case you're joining me for the very first time, subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that like button. Okay, my true story is my ministry. And tonight, what I'm going to talk about is the 5 keys to a healthy relationship. Okay? Sit back and think about it. What's good, bro? How you doing, Derek Hodge? Sit back and think about it. You know what I'm saying? What is the 5 keys to a healthy relationship? Honestly speaking, what is a healthy relationship? Do we as, men, women, know what a healthy relationship is? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through it. Commitment. Make your relationship a priority and be willing to work for it. Being committed is about staying together, doing a good time and bad. Like, look, how many people can do that? How many people can stay together doing the bad time? Anybody can stay together doing a good time, but what about when you start hitting stormy weather? When things not going right? When, like right now, was beforehand when she used to pass gas, or he used to pass gas, what you used to say? You used to say, oh man, that smelled good in the beginning of the relationship. As time go on, that same gas, that same aroma, what it smells, funky. Where can I get the book? You can get the Brian Glaze Gibbs book. Look at my description. Look at my description. How you doing, D'Angelo from Detroit? Much love. Hey, but anyway, like I was saying, the commitment, being committed to relationship. Like at one point in time, in the very beginning, your man, your woman, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, they can't do anything wrong. That's the difference. If they can't do anything wrong, what changed? What we have to do is we have to continue to invest into that relationship. Because basically, through commitment, whatever we put into relationship, guess what? That's what we're gonna get out of it. You put very little into a relationship, you're gonna get very little out of it. So you have to be committed. I'm talking about from day one. I'm saying year one. I'm talking about year two, year 5, year 10, year 15, year 20, year 30. If you bless 35, 40. Whatever you put into it, that's what you're gonna get out of it. When you listen to couples and some of them say, especially in a marriage, that they've been together 20 years or they've been together 25 years. Okay, 25 years, let's sit back and think about it. Most relationships don't last 20 days. Don't last 25 weeks. Don't last I'm talking about like 25 months. But when they start talking about 20 and 25, years, 30 years of marriage, that's a blessing. But it don't come easy. Tyrone Slater, how you doing? Virginia Beach, 757-804. It don't come easy. Once again, whatever you put into it, that's what you're going to get out of it. Step 2, love and affection. We all have different ways of feeling love, okay? Find out what make your partner feel love and show your partner that you love and appreciate him or her. Years ago, I read this book, The 5 Love Language. And everybody have different love language. Everybody have different way of showing what and how they feel. Some people don't like to use that word, I love you. A lot of people don't. Why? I don't know. But guess what? When you sit back and you look at it, I can remember even among me, my mother, my father, my brother, my sister, it's like out of all of them, I was the one that would tell them, hey, I love you. And I didn't feel a way about that. I can go to my mother and say, Mom, I love you. And you know what? That lady, she wouldn't say anything. I go, Mom, I love you. She wouldn't say nothing. So I say about, after 5 or 6 times, Mom, I love you. She said, all right, I love you now. I love you too, boy. Now shut up. Because once again, a lot of time people do not know how to express their love. I know she loved me because of everything that she did for me. I know she was a great mother, and I know she loved me for me. Regardless of all the trial and tribulation, the heartache and pain that I inflict upon her, she still loved me. But she didn't know how to, or she didn't like or felt comfortable with saying I love you. But once again, don't be ashamed to express yourself. Don't be ashamed. If you feel you love that person, tell them. Nothing wrong with that. If I'm in love, guess what? I can get on the Empire State Building and say, I love you. It's no shame to my game. It's no shame to the way you feel. All that killing and nothing to it. Okay? But anyway, it's as far as love, guys, we have to learn to love one another at all time, regardless. That's what relationship is all about. Number 3, communication. How well you communicate is more important than how often you communicate. Talk with your partner and listen to what your partner has to say. Okay? And look what they're saying. Talk to your partner. Talk to your partner, not at your partner. Don't go, into a debate. Don't go or get into an argument. You start off raw. You're loud. You're aggressive. You're abusive. What you gonna accomplish with that? It's like right now, if I'm being treated or I'm talking to my wife and I'm yelling, screaming at her, guess what? She can, I can expect that coming back. Whatever you dish out, be ready to receive it. That's what you have to do. Whatever you dish out, be able to receive it. So to me, if you don't want that negative energy, guess what I would do? I would avoid it. So always remember, it's not what you say, it's how you say, and talk to that person. Don't talk at that person. Don't yell, don't scream, don't use profanity, because once again, what you're doing is, to me, that's provoking. And that's a bad way to communicate. Everybody, like you say, to communicate differently, but always find that happy medium and that happy way to communicate. Once again, it's not what we say, it's how we say. The next part, friendship. Okay? Healthy relationships are based on friendship. Keep up with what's going on in your partner life and make time for your friendship. Sit back and think about it. Keep up with what's going on in your partner life. Sometimes that's hard. You know why? Because we get caught up. We get caught up at work. We get caught up with our friends. You know what? Listen, our wife, our man, our, husband, our girlfriend, our boyfriend, our significant other, that's your real friend. That's the person right now is supposed to be one of the most important person in your life. Because guess what? Y'all together. Y'all should be together basically. Like if you're not at work or at school, most of the, I'm talking about 16 hours, y'all together. 16 hours a day, y'all together. So what you have to do is make the best of that friendship. Build on top of that friendship. That's what it's all about. What's up the debate? How you doing, man? Prilio, what's good, family? Hey, thank y'all for joining in on the Sensational Saturday. Once again, I know y'all can be out doing something else, but guess what? Y'all here listening to Brian Glaze Gibbs talking about, relationship. Okay, was live, eating, sleeping, boxing. My girlfriend listened to her little girlfriend. That caused problem. You know what? And that can be a problem. You're right about that. Your girlfriend listened to her girlfriend. You know what? And probably her girlfriend don't even have no man. Probably her girlfriend don't even have nobody. Guess what? Hey, like I told you, that's the sad part about it. Most people that give you advice, especially if it's bad advice, they don't have no man, they don't have no woman, they don't have no husband, they don't have no wife, they don't have no significant others. So of course, they bias anyway. So they're gonna give you the wrong information to start off with. So what you have to do is be careful who you're taking information from. What the sense you taking information from somebody that's not even in a relationship? They don't have nothing to gain, you know what I'm saying? So they want you to be just like them, miserable. It's not about that. It's about how do we teach one another? How do you allow somebody, or if you're going to give them advice, give them the best advice that you can possibly give them. Give them honest. Don't lie to them. If they right, tell them they right. If they wrong, tell them you're wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Being honest and being a true friend, not just to your spouse, not just to your, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. I'm saying to everyone, be a true friend. Right now, if they don't add value in your life, you shouldn't have them in your friendship in the first place. You should never have been friend with them. If every time you look around, they making you feel miserable, or they anger you, or basically right now they there because they got their hands out because what you can do for them, that's how it was. That's how it was in the street. That's how it was when I was in prison. Guess what? People pretend to be your friend. Why they pretend to be your friend? Because guess what? You got a bad sister, or you got a bad girl, and she got a sister, and they want her to come see them. Or you getting, you get visit, and besides getting visit, you get package. So they want you to help them out. You know what? Come on now. That's bogus. In order to be true with anybody else, you got to be true with yourself. But right now, what you have to do is be a true friend, especially to your partner. Because once again, guess what? What y'all doing is in that relationship, y'all seeking to become what? When y'all, especially when you jump the broom, when you jump that broom, guess what you say? We are one. We join forces as one. Your problem is my problem. And my problem makes sure if you got a problem, guess what? I got your back, win, lose, or draw. And that's what life, and that's what the friendship is all about. Trust. That's a big word, trust. In order to have, and that's a major part of a successful relationship, trust. It takes a lot of time and effort to build trust. Talk honestly with your partner and follow through on promise that you make. You know what I'm saying? How hard is that? Follow through on your promise. To me, that go back to the basic. Being a man or woman of your word. If you say you're going to do something, guess what? Stick to what you say you're going to do. Or otherwise, be careful about the words that are coming out your mouth. Because once you lose that trust, or even right now, what we're looking at, you don't do what you committed, what you say you're going to do, or guess what? You cheat. That's very, very hard to recover from, cheating. It's like, why? If you in a healthy relationship, why are you cheating? Help me to understand that, okay? Lying. Here it is where I grew up. You hear that common saying, if you lie, you'll steal. Okay? If you steal, you would cheat. Who gonna trust you? And you lying for what? Once again, in order to be honest with anybody else, we must all attempt to be honest with ourselves. And that's it. Don't waste people's time. Don't waste people's energy. Don't. Why? Because once again, especially if you say you love this person and you want to spend your life, your natural life with this person, through the good, through the bad, through the ugly. I can remember my man, Al Green, Reverend Al Green now. What do you have? Let's stay together. Why? Why do people break up and turn around and make up? Love, let's stay together. Let's stay together. Excuse me, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna take some singing lesson or whatever. But anyway, those are the 5 keys. Once again, the 5 keys to a healthy relationship: commitment, whatever you put into it, that's what we're gonna get out of it. Love and affection. You know what? Everybody got different love language. But guess what? Tell your people you love them. Give them a hug. Saying kiss. Don't make it only in the bedroom, guys. Ladies, don't make it all in the bedroom. There's nothing wrong with walking down the street holding hand. Holding hand going skip, skip, skip to my loo, skip, skip, skip to my loo. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what? Be proud of your relationship. Put it on front page. Don't hide back. Oh yeah, that's my wife. Or that's my girl. Or yeah, that's my husband. Period. That's my dude. But yet and still, only person know about it is y'all two behind closed door. Put it out there. Let everybody know. Cherish that moment. Let people know this is mine. This is mine. Communication. Take your time to communicate. Express yourself as open-hearted and freely as possible. That's what it's all about. Communication. When there's no communication, there's no understanding. When there's no understanding, everything tend to be what? Mass chaos. Friendship. Before you can be anything else, you got to be friends. You got to be friends. We got to take the time and get back to the basics and get to know one another. You don't take that time. Date. Even right now here it is when that fire start going out in the relationship. Guess what? Apply that pressure. Before it go out, put some gasoline on that fire. Don't never let it go out. Why? Because once again, who to say that you can save it? Once that light go out, who to say you can save it? You shouldn't have to, you don't put too much of time and effort. And let me let you know, the grass is not greener on the other side. Trust. Never lose your partner trust. Because once again, right now, it's hard to recover from that. It's hard to recover from trust. Once you broke that trust, it's basically over with. But like I said, right now, it's only what you need to do is you got to ask for forgiveness, you got to pray, and you got to make sure, guess what, you correct your behavior and you never do that stupid stuff again. Okay? Now, what I'm going to get to is the 5 reasons relationship fail. Quincy X, how you doing, my brother? Okay, number 1, trust issue. Lack or loss of trust is one of the most harmful contagions to a couple long-term success. It's like right now, hey, what's up? What's up, Jokey? Shanti D, okay. Hey, I'm talking about right now. What you got to do is trust. And like I say, that's what they're talking about right now. That's part of the success for being in a relationship. And the lack of trust is a part of the failure relationship. So what we have to do is, listen, we have to work hard at some of the things that we do. I don't usually cuss women out, but her little girlfriend are the worst. She tell all her business. And you know what? See, that's the difference, because once again, when people is not in a serious relationship or they don't have nobody or whatever, guess what? How the hell you gonna take advice for them? I can remember, one time I was leaving church, and I was a member at the church at the time, and once again, me and this woman, we was talking, we was having a deep conversation or whatever. So I forgot what the topic was or whatever. So here it is, her husband, you know what I'm saying, asked me in front of her. You know what I'm saying, look, Brian, how long you been married? I said, okay, at that time it was a divorce. I said, I'm divorced. So he looked over to his wife. He said, you see that? So the bottom line is right now is, why the hell you listen to him? The bottom line is we got a good thing going on. Later for that, don't listen to him. And it was a deep message behind that. Because once again, they've been married for years. I'm talking about they blessed, good couple. They raised their kids right, very successful in life, but they got a healthy relationship. Because basically he was telling her jokingly, but it was serious. You listen to this brother. You know what I'm saying? This brother's divorced. He can't tell you anything, especially about relationship. Bingo. So once again, here it is. You don't want to talk to somebody that not in a relationship or just ending a bad relationship, because guess what they're going to do? They're not going to tell you anything wrong. They're not going to tell you everything that they need to tell you to be successful. They want you to fail. They want you to be like them. Misery love company. Okay. The 2, okay, of a failed relationship. Different in expectation. Even right now, it's get clear expectation in the beginning. And sometimes, even as the expectations start to change, readjust. But talk about it. Don't automatically, say, okay, here it is. I'm going out there and I'm going to take $5,000 out the bank and I'm going to put it in a car. And because you know what? That's what I want to do. No, man, don't do no stupid stuff like that. Communication. Let them know exactly like what is what. Hold up, wait. Y'all vote on it. Y'all together. 19 years of married, God first, and communication is vital. Farrah, how you doing, my sister? How you doing? You're right. That's all. God is first. God first and foremost. It's only because of the grace of God that guess what, we are here today, and that we are able to be into relationship or whatever. So, but anyway, like I say, different expectation, because once again, over the course of time, people expectation change. Here it is right now, is you can be right here, and I'm still in the middle. I'm still stuck. So what that's going to do, here it is, either I got to get you up to here, or otherwise, if I don't get you up to here, we're going to fall back there. And sometimes when you fall back down there is, once you overcome that obstacle and you grow, who the hell want to go backwards? Why would you want to go backwards? So you got to make sure that your expectations stay the same, or y'all got to be right there. If y'all not right there, that's already a conflict of interest, okay? Never allow someone to be your priority while allowing yourself to be their option. I'm going to repeat that. Never allow someone to be your priority, while allowing yourself to be their option. And that's the difference. We can't put ourselves in awkward position under any circumstance. We have to be equal. The key is I'll have to want one for more. What I want for you, or what I want for me, I want for you. And it got to be vice versa. If it's not vice versa, we already have a conflict of interest, and we don't need that. If we trying to have a healthy relationship, we have to be one. And as the sister Farrah say, we have to put God first and foremost in our life. If we don't do that, we're already setting ourselves up to fail. Okay? Over time, a couple expectation relationship may change as they begin to see their respective life plan as what I want instead of what we want. Sit back and think about it. Over time, a couple expectation and relationship may change as they begin to see their respective life plan as what I want instead of what we want. And once again, it's we. You know what I'm saying? Period. It's us. It's no I. We a team. We a family. We are united. And once we lose sight of that, guess what happened? There's no coming back. So what you have to do is avoid all of that at all costs. Okay? Number 3, okay? Growing apart, boredom, stillness, rut. Me to you, when you see any of the above, attack it immediately. As I was saying right now is, look, what you got to do is you got to throw fire. You know what I'm saying? Throw wood on that fire. Throw gasoline on that fire. Keep that sucker in flame. The same way right now with, you know, that your man, your woman, your husband, your wife got you. Guess what? Keep that energy. Sometime right now was, guess what? If your wife or your husband gain weight, you know what? Listen, start working out together. No, okay, here it is right now is start riding bikes. Riding bike is the most peaceful thing. Don't get me wrong. It's like exercise in the beginning. You know what? Get your sexiness back. You know what I'm saying? Diet right. Eat properly. You know, take that junk food. Dude, that's what I've been doing. I take that junk food out of my diet. And you know what? I'm feeling good. You know, who sing that song? I feel good. I feel good all over. Who sing that? You know what? Stephanie Mills or Patti LaBelle. I always get that. Yeah, but anyway, whoever sing it, guess what? That's how I feel. After I changed my diet and started doing my little back to my little workout or whatever, back to life, back to reality, I feel good all over. And that's the difference. And that's what we have to do. So right now, opposed to growing apart, you know what I'm saying, becoming boredom, stillness, you know what? Like I told you, go on a little vacation, man. You know what I'm saying? 2 day. Take a trip down to a beach or take a trip down to a resort. You know what I'm saying? Just chill out. Just you and her. If you got kids, put those kids to the side. They can wait. Oh, Quincy X, Stephanie Mills, that's my girl, man. I feel good. I feel good all over, man. Stephanie Mills, man. Hey, Hun Teddy Pettigrass, what? Feel the fire. Okay? But that's what it is. Don't grow apart. Put all that knick-knack, all that BS aside. And we learn to do that, guess what? We'll be, I got a question, Brian. Why do cats from Brownsville get mad when you say they're from the Bronx? Hey, look, man, I don't know, man. Like I said right now is, why do people get mad anyway? Especially we get mad for some dumb stuff. Cotty World YT Philly in the house. How you doing, man? Thanks for joining in. But anyway, like I said, today the topic is, you know what I'm saying, how. You know what I'm saying, the 5, you know what I'm saying, key. You know what I'm saying, to successful relationship, and the 5, you know what I'm saying, downfall to failed relationship. So I'm just going over different things. Those of you joining me for the very first time, subscribe to my page, hit that like button, You know, another thing as far as right now is, could be a part of a failed relationship. S-E-X, sex. X-E-X, sex. You know what? It's the lack of sex. You know, I remember somebody was saying, like, you know, oh man, like, you know, once I get married, I expect to have sex all the time or more often than I was having. But it seemed like once I say I do, that was it. They say I don't. And listen, you know what? What we have to do is everything about life is a compromise, you know, regardless. But it's understanding. We don't understand what our spouse is going through, especially men. We don't understand what these women be going through, especially when at that time of the month or after a baby. You know, like I said right now, is that woman body go through so much of trauma. And I'm not an expert at that, but from listening to some of the things that they go through or whatever, they don't want to be touched. They don't want to, you know, they don't even want their own baby to touch them. They trying to breastfeed them. They don't want, man, hold on, wait a minute here. My body is going through a shock. My body is going through a trauma. I'm trying to regroup. So here it is, like we have to understand our wives, our girlfriend, our woman, our significant other, especially when they going through different things. And here it is, they can be going through stuff that they can't even put their finger on, or they don't really fully understand what they're going through. Why? Because once again, it's a psychological. And what we have to do is learn and understand. And eventually, hopefully, they get the help that they need, or they able to communicate to us to let us know, listen, it's not you. Where does sex play a role? Where does sex, Shanti D, I don't know. I'm saying right now is that's part of the relationship. Lack of sex, I think, dappen in a lot of relationship. And that's why what we have to do is understand like the difference. Understanding, like, when your significant others or your girlfriend, they don't want to have sex with you, why? Don't get mad. Okay, cool. Well, she don't want to have sex with me, so I'm going down the street. That's what young boys do. That's what young girls do. I'm going down here. I know homegirl, she our homeboy. He ain't gonna tell me no. He been wanting to get with me all along. But guess what? That's not that what you're doing is you add an insult to injury. So what you have to do is surround yourself around people that you want to model yourself their relationship. Like, if you see the Joneses, you see the Smith, you see the Elliott, they got a healthy relationship. Look back and sit back and think about what they're doing, okay? And what you need to do. And how do you can, become a part of that? How can you get to that 5-year marriage or relationship, that 10-year goal, that 15-year goal, that 20-year goal, so on, so on, so on. Guess what? It's not easy. Whatever you put into it, that's what you're going to get out of it. But once again, understanding who we are, what we are, and understanding our people. Morris Schmidt, how you doing? Thank you for joining in. Hey, thanks everybody for joining in tonight. I know y'all can be watching. I think Power's back on book what, 1000? With Tariq, that little idiot. But once again, y'all could have been doing that, watching Power, but yet and still y'all here watching me live. You know what I'm saying? Once again, anybody, Farrah, how you doing, Farrah? Just like you say, grass not green on the side, but where you water it. You're right. You're right. Okay, looking. Anybody want to order this book? Email me, Brian, Brian, Gibbs, Gibbs, 1201 @yahoo.com. This is my ministry. This is a true story to tell you about the good, the bad, and the ugly, everything that I've been through. I definitely need a signed copy. Listen, email me, Brian, Brian, Gibbs, 1201 @yahoo.com. What it speak about? It talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hey, and talk about relationship. Why? How many relationships that I've been in? How many relationships did I fail? How many marriage? It speak about a lot of that in here. Right now, when you're in the street, I was married to the street than, my wife at the time. I was more dedicated to the street and my guy than I was to my wife. I'm saying? My kid, my family. And you know what? It's just the reality of it. And over the course of time, it's like when you grow up and you learn. And I can remember being away doing a bid. And one of the older gentlemen was telling me about, quality time. Some of the things that he did with his wife. And you know what? Like, huh? He said, man, yeah, we did this. We went vacation. We did this. We did this. You know what? I was like in awe. Because once again, I didn't do none of that, man. I didn't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, I'm making $40,000 a day. But just because you making all that money and you get rich, that don't mean you enjoyed it. That don't mean you didn't enjoy it. Here it is. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. I didn't get high. I didn't do none of that. You know what I got high off? I got high off of, money, fast money. I got high off of how many girls I can get. I got high off materialistic things. I got high off the wrong thing. But, when I listen to this man and he's telling me some of the things that him and his wife did in a relationship, man, I felt miserably. And I had to go back and apologize. Because once again, here it is, in order to do better, you got to know better. And that's what it's all about. And to me, like I said right now, where it's like, a failed relationship, you know what? When you're in love with the street, when you're in love with that lifestyle, guess what? How can you be in a healthy relationship? You got to go home. You got to go home. And back then, I wasn't going home. Money is another part of a failed relationship. You know what? It's like money. It's like y'all have to have a game plan before y'all do anything, before y'all make any major decision. Talk about it. You know what? Especially if y'all both working, y'all both putting money in the pot. Guess what? Here it is. Got to be a joint decision before anyone take money out of that pot. Why? Because if you don't do that, it's gonna cause major, major, major problems. And that's the truth. It's gonna cause major, major problems. So it's not all about you, you know what I'm saying, her. It's about y'all, us, partnership, teamwork. That's what it's all about. In order to do better, you have to know better. You're right, man. You have to know better. And that's the only way you're gonna do better. But you know what? Mel 77, what's up, man? You know, like I told you right now, this is real talk, this ain't from the street, with the one they call Brian Glaze Gibbs, September 5th, 2020. And what I spoke about today, listen, the 5 key to a healthy relationship. Number 1, commitment, okay? Number 2, love and affection. Number 3, communication. Number 4, friendship. Number 5, trust. And then to recap, the 5 the 5 reasons relationship failed. Number 1, trust issue. Okay. Number 2, different expectation. Okay. Number 3, growing apart, boredom, stalemate, rut. Number 4, sex or the lack of sex. Number 5, money. Like the late Reverend Ike say, money is the root of all evil. Once again, thank you for turning in tonight. I truly, truly appreciate it. Hey, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Share my story. You know what I'm saying? Check me out, Brian Glaze Gibbs. If I can change, anybody can change. Why? Because change comes from within. Ah, man, number 6, she never cooked. Wow, wow. You know what? Listen, man. Okay, here it is. These days in time, I'm not a cook, but I can cook. With these smartphones, guess what, man? I Google everything. And that's the difference or whatever. So the bottom line is she don't cook. Hey, sometimes what you got to do is cook. And, you know, get alternate. So one day I cook, one day you cook. One week it's your turn to cook, one week it's my turn to cook. That's the difference. Everything in my life can be worked out. It's about compromising, man. And then again, listen, probably who knows? You probably, you know what? You probably Chef Boyardee. You probably great in that kitchen. And she probably can't, she probably can't even boil water. She probably burn, a boiled egg. Who knows? But the difference is patient, working with her, teaching her how to be a better cook. That's the difference. And sometimes what we have to do is we have to have patience, man. Whatever we put into something, that's what we're going to get out of it. If you put good into it, you're going to get a lot of good out of it. If you put bad into it, guess what? Good seed in, good seed out. Bad seed in, bad seed out. Once again, thank you for joining in. One love.